So as a student today, you have many options. Should I do a 3-year graduation degree or a 4-year graduation degree? Should I do a master's of 1 year or a 2-year? Should I not do a master's at all and straight go for a PhD? So what should you do? I'm going to help you kind of think through these things in a manner and help you make informed choices. Okay, so let's start firstly by understanding what these options are about. So traditionally, we've had a 3-year bachelor's degree, right? That is still an option available. You can still do a 3 years bachelor's degree. If you want, you can add an added layer now of a 4 years bachelor's degree, which is basically the same 3 years bachelor's degree, plus it's supposed to be 1 year of a dissertation or some research project. I don't know how much in practice that's happening, but that is the plan. It's not just coursework, but you have a dissertation or something along with it. Okay, so so what this was supposed to do is this was supposed to mirror the American system, where you're actually doing a 4 years bachelor's degree instead of 3, and then you can straight go on for your PhD. Okay, India traditionally did not have this. What we traditionally used to have all these years is 3 years bachelor's, 2 years master's, and then let's say 4 to 5 years of PhD. Okay. Now this new option has come in, and it has come in very recently. So what now they've done is that along with introducing this 4 years bachelor's, they've also introduced a 1 year master's. Okay, so now you have many options. You do a 3 years bachelor's, then you can straight jump to a 2 years master's, and you can do a PhD if you want. Or you could do 4 years bachelor's. After that, also you can do a 2 years master's and a PhD, or you could do a 1 year master's and a PhD, or you can straight go to PhD. So the point is, what is the point of a master's anymore? Why don't you just do 4 years of bachelor's and then do 1 year and then do a PhD? Why just go into the master's course at all? So that's a relevant question for a student. So if you look at timing wise, which will take you the least possible time. If you want to do a PhD, yes, the least possible time is that you do your bachelor's in eco. Then you give the UGC NET or the JRF exam. And if you do well enough, you get straight admission in PhD. So that's 4 years of graduation, 4 years of PhD. So let's say 4 to 5 years of PhD, and you're done. You're a doctorate at the end of these 9 years. If PhD is your goal. Now, if job is your goal, then what should you be doing? Should you be doing, a 3 years bachelor's and a 2 years master's? Or should you be doing a 4 years bachelor's plus a 1 year master's? What should you be doing? Which route should you be taking if job is your? So I'm not suggesting this. I'm just saying this is the fastest way to do it. Okay, I'm going to come to the pros and cons of this in a while. If you want a job, then you have the 3 years bachelor's degree plus 2 years master degrees. This is the traditional system. This is the new system. Now the time taken for both is 5 years. Okay. So I would suggest that if the time taken for both is 5 years, then stick to this system, because this is done, proven. All colleges are used to it. The teachers are used to it. The teachers are used to the syllabus. The recruiters are used to this structure. Everybody's familiar with this structure. This is new. Okay. Now the problem is that the syllabus of a 3 years bachelor's plus a 2 years master is not the same as the syllabus of a 4 years bachelor's and 1 year master. You're actually not doing the same things. Okay. So now that is why the main point that I'm going to come to is that if you straight jump into from bachelor's to PhD, also this one missing link. What is this? So having gone through, I've done bachelor's from DU. Okay, I'm from SRC. I was from SRCC in DU. Okay, so I did my 3 years program, 3 years BA Eco honors from DU SRCC, right? And then I did 2 years of MA Eco at DSC. All right. So I just want to talk about how, even if this has been made 4 years, this 2 years of DSC was very different. Okay. Now it's not, I've been trying to find what is the syllabus of this 1 year at DSC. So if they shrink this 2 years into 1 year, how are they going to do it? I haven't really found anything on the DSC or the DU website till now. So the students who are, now who have joined this program will be able to tell us better. But my sense of these 2 years at DSC was that my first year was all core papers. Okay, and by core papers, I mean we had, so that time we had advanced macro, advanced micro, we had game theory, which was introduced to us. We had growth economics, this is pretty much my SEM 1. And SEM 2 also had core papers. Okay, and then when we went to second year, then it was all optional. So you had like a plethora of options. You could do law and eco, you could do health and economics, you could do development economics, you could do economics of discrimination, you could do environment, you could do a lot of things. This has math as one of the core papers. So the thing was that the first year and the second year had very different in their structure. First year had a lot of the tools that you would require if you want to efficiently study something in the second year. Okay, so this was just the core base, and second year was where you could apply it to a lot of the cases. So in my head, now of course things have changed. Game theory has come in graduation. Econometrics also has come in graduation, but extent, I don't know if at the same extent it is being taught, but it is also come in graduation. Micro macro, of course, not at the same level. Growth economics also not at the same level. Stats also not at the same level. Maths also not at the same level that it was in macro. It was in first year masters. It's on the same level in your graduation. The levels are completely different. So when you do your first year graduation, that's so your 3 year bachelor's degree, the things that you study are vastly different from what you study in your master's degree, right? So now the thing is that how do you substitute this, which is what DU has done, that, or the larger UGC has done, that, you make this 4 years and you truncate this into 1 year. So now you see the problem that how do you truncate this into 1 year? So one way to do it is that you had, let's say we had I think we had 7 core papers, 3 in sem 1 and 4 in sem 2. So you now reduce it to maybe 3 to 4 core papers. Okay, so you don't do 7 cores, you do 3 to 4 cores in sem 1 and sem 2, where you had like at year 2 where you had so many optionals and you had 2 semesters to kind of choose your options and try out options. Even that is gets truncated, and you do 3 to 4. Okay, so now, so that is the thing. So again, this has its pros and cons. So now you have to be, I think this 1 year program, you have to be very clear and focused. Okay, this is what I want to study. So if you want to maximize, let's say you want to go into the development economic space, so you kind of maximize everything so that you do the dev space, but you will not be able to do a lot of the other. Similarly, if you're very focused on doing on specializing in stats and data science, so you do only those 4 papers. So your choices get narrower and more limited because of the program being 1 year, and it is not that the same choices are being offered to you in your bachelor's degree. So the thing is that, like I said, that's if you want a job, then please do 3 years of bachelor's and do 2 years of masters. That should be your that should be how you should work. For PhD also, my sense is that when we do your masters, like I said, that we had this exposure to so many different types of subjects. So all these subjects that I mentioned, law, eco, health, development, discrimination, environment, and so many more others, we got an exposure to many different kind of subjects that I don't know how much you will get in just doing 1 year of masters, or eliminating masters at all. Like I said, that this is the fastest route. Just do your bachelor's and just go for your PhD. The thing is that, so in your PhD also, 1 year, your first year is coursework, which is the same as the master students. So this first year, so that the first year of masters does get covered in, even if you straight jump from bachelor's to masters, you do get access to this. But this was where you were accessing what to really you want to do your PhD in, because your bachelor subjects don't have this much variety. You're not studying so many things. You're only doing core subjects all the time. So I mean, you have choices, but they're very limited. So you don't have a wide variety of application. You're doing all the core subjects in your graduation. So my only problem is that how do you really decide what do you want to do your PhD in, because you don't have that much exposure, unless they also add more options in the bachelor's program. So if you add 1 more year to this, if you do your 3 years of bachelor's, 2 years of masters, and then PhD, kind of are repeating the core first year of masters, because first year of PhD and first year of masters will kind of have the same thing. So you kind of are repeating it. I don't know if universities give you some sort of waivers because you've already done those courses. Maybe if you're from let's say a DU student has done the masters and DU is again having to repeat those classes, maybe you get some waivers or something. I'm not really sure about that, but typically I would feel the second year of masters is only important for the number of subjects that you kind of get to encounter and then decide on what to do your PhD in. So that's like the only problem that I see. So I think from my conversation, you all are understanding that for me, the best case remains what was there earlier. You do 3 years of bachelor's, you do 2 years of masters, and then you do your PhD. And I mean, hopefully, because you've done your masters, maybe you can get some concessions in case you want to do a PhD. If you don't want to do a PhD, this is still the best route. This is, like I said, the most well-oiled, the most well-understood, the most well-developed, because this is what has been going on. So till the other programs, let's say 4 years bachelor's plus 1 year masters, or 4 years bachelor's, then straight PhD, till the structure gets a little more developed, till they make some more changes, accommodate for these new changes that have come in, and not let just the old system continue. So till that happens, I think your best bet is still to continue with this. Okay, so try and do that. Try to once you come in your third year, try to start sitting for entrances of masters, and try to crack the top exams. If you can't, then you always have this route to take. So I would say try that, and let whatever is happening, let the structure continue till, like I said, this can be bettered. So that's my opinion. And if you have any questions, I'll be very happy to answer. All the best, and thank you for listening. See you soon.